Good morning and welcome to 12th Standard Business Studies. We have finished our planning unit. Today we are going to start with the fifth unit, that is organizing, and which is the second important function of management. So which is the first one? Planning. So today we are going to see the second important function of management, that is organizing. Now the organizing has to be done very effectively because the activity of an organization must be organized in such a manner that the plan, which is the first function, has to be successfully implemented because of organizing. Once we are finished with the plans, now the second step is organizing. What actually is organizing? Organizing, once all the objectives and plans are being laid down by the management, has to identify and establish the positive relationship between the various activities and resources for implementing that plan which we have done. So planning depends on organizing also. This is the second step. Okay, in general words, when we talk about organizing, it refers to arrangement of everything and should be in a proper place, should be in a proper order, so that whatever work we are going to take place, that will be more effectively and without wastage of the time. So the aim of organizing in the management is enable the people to work together for a common purpose. And what is common purpose? To achieve the organization's goal. So organizing is also a process of identifying and then grouping the work to be performed, defining, then delegating of authority and responsibility to a particular person. So the establishing relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work more effectively and efficiently and to achieve the organization's objective. That means planning depends upon organizing. Next, we will see what are the steps of organizing. You already understood that planning and organizing are interrelated. That means organizing function leads to create an organizational structure, which we will see later on. But first we should know what are the steps in the process of organizing. The numbers one step. Suppose if you are going to do and organizing in one of the organization. So these are the steps which you have to follow. Number one is identification and division of work. So here what actually you have to do? The function of organization starts with the identification of the total work to be done and to achieve the organization's goal. The work is to be divided in a systematic way so that each person gets a separate work to be done. Each person gets a separate and a distinctive task, and this will help to avoid the unnecessary duplication or overlapping and wastage of the efforts. For example, when you visit bank, you see in a bank the total work is divided among the different employees. The division of work, you can see that it is done according to the specialization and in a systematic work. So similarly we have to identify, and according to that we have to divide the work. So how do we identify? Specialization. This particular person has done specialization in finance, so he will be doing all financial work. According to that you have to divide the work. Next comes the second step is departmentalization. So here when we talk about departmentalization, it means grouping of work. We have to make a group of the work. We have already make a division, now grouping of the work. So dividing of work. After identification, the next step comes group related. That means similar kind of jobs which can be performed under one group, one department. Such grouping is known as departmentalization. So similar work can be given a one department. So the grouping may be done on the basis of functions, what they are doing, or on the basis of products, or on the basis of customers, or on the basis of geographical locations. So on various bases we can make a group of people. Sales and advertisement department can be one, financial department can be one, marketing department can be the other one. So according to that we have to make up different departments. Next steps comes assignment of duties. You have identified, you have made a department. After grouping, that means after departmentation, various activities into a department is necessary, and is to be allocating the work of different employees. That means in a department, suppose there are 10 employees, each employee's work has to be decided, and to place each department also under the charge of an individual. That means here we have to decide the manager also, and we have to give the duties, we have to assign them on the basis of knowledge which they have, on the basis of experience, on the basis of qualification. We have to assign the task individually. Okay, so a proper match should be there between nature of job and the ability. What kind of job they are doing and what ability they have, it should match. For example, purchase manager must be assigned all the related job of purchasing of raw material and all these things. Okay, even example is there on the screen, you can see. So activities of finance should be assigned to a person having qualification and experience in finance. Example C. So according to their qualification, according to their experience, the work should be assigned. That is assignment of duties. Next step, fourth step, that comes establishing reporting relationship. Now after assigning the duties, the next step is clearly defined, that is authority and responsibility. Now the whole institute, first you identified, then you divided into departments, then you give individual work. Now is the thing where you have to assign them authority and responsibility. So here each individual should also know how he has to take order from, that means from whom he have to take order and to whom he have to report. That means he is accountable to whom, and means there is a need of superior and subordinate relationship, where I have to go, to whom I have to give my all work done. That means to whom I have to report and from whom I have to take the order. So superior and subordinate relationship has to be maintained between these people. I have to give the particular position according to their qualification, experience and all this thing. So this is called as management should create a hierarchy, that is a chain of command from top management to the individual. And why this has been done? Because it will help to have a good coordination among them. So step 1 is identifying, that means identifying and dividing the work. Step 2 is departmental, doing a department, that is departmentalization. Third one is assigning the duties, and the fourth comes is establishment of report relationship. Once this is done, that means this all 4 steps will help you to work with a good coordination among themselves. Next comes importance of organization. Why organization, or why this all things steps are needed in the particular firm? Number 1, benefit of specialization. Here this is the process of organization which leads to a systematic allocation of the jobs, or systematically doing the work, and due to such division of work, it will reduce the workload on any of the person, and plus it will increase the productivity. So repetitively performing a particular work will also lead to a specialization. Suppose if we are doing one work again and again, so we become specialization, we know how perfectly this work can be done. So same thing is applied in the organization by doing all these steps. So it gives a benefit of specialization. The person will become specialized in that particular task which has been assigned to him. Next comes clarity in the work of relationship. Now by doing these steps of organizing, it becomes clear to a particular person what kind of job he has to do. That means his job is well defined and well clarified, and he knows his limit of authority and responsibility as well, because we have already mentioned that there will be a superior and subordinate relationship. He knows his authority and responsibility, so everything will be clear to a particular person. So clarity in work is very important. Next will come effective administration. now by doing all these steps, it is very effectively the work will be done, because each and every person is assigned with a particular job, with a particular duty. There is no confusion, there will be no overlapping, there will be no duplication of the work. So everything will work very smoothly and the work will be done effectively. So this gives effective administration. Next comes optimum utilization of resources, which is very important. The proper assignment of job and no overlapping, no duplication of work will definitely lead to save something, and there will be no wastage. So this will also help in preventing no confusion, and minimum waste means there will be a saving, or even the effort will be properly done. So we are doing effectively, efficiently and economically. So this is very important in the organization. Next, why organizing is important? Because adapting to a change. Now here an organization, we can say it's operate under a dynamic environment. So it's a changing environment, we can say. So it's a challenge in every day we have a challenge and opportunities which a businessman have to face. So the proper assignment of the work according to the organization, it is very easy to have a flexibility. That means change according to the change in the market, and we have to adjust ourselves as per the external thing like technological, production, resource, or anything change in the taste and preference. So easily we can change because of organization. Next comes development of personnel. Now if you are working in such kind of an environment, in such kind of organization where all the steps are being followed, so it gives an encouragement to the employee, each and every employees, and they are motivated. So it takes like a relative thinking that employee thinks we are really a part of this organization, where management works properly. That means every manager delegates the authority and it reduces the workload of each and every employees. There is no confusion. So it gives a chance for the employees to grow and have a specialization, and even their ideas are appreciated. There is an innovation, that means new things are being done. So this also develops the subordinate's ability and help him to realize his own potential, and each and every person are being the initiative can be taken by each and every person for achieving the organization's goal. So this is how the organization can really achieve with having a good organization with support of good planning. Thank you so much. Be connected to us and keep on learning.